Well, Jim, transitioning far away from that, are you ready for more questions?
No.
Let's have fun. Are you ready to have fun?
No.
What do you mean, no? Come on.
Well, what? See, you ask me a question, and then I give you an answer you're not expecting, and then you shouldn't ask me the question. Don't ask the question if you don't want the answer.
I'm trying to lift you with our fun spirit here this week on the show.
Lift me? Well, don't get a hernia there, cowboy. Just drag me along by the heel.
All right, well, let's see what the heel thinks of this next question. This is actually one that many people have sent in. I don't know if we have a good article, because several people sent in some bullshit website that said nothing. But the story is real and it's out there. Jim, your thoughts on WWE in 2022? They're going to cease production on DVDs and Blu-rays in the United States.
Well,
and Canada.
I can believe that because they figure, all right, a lot of those guys, the last bit of royalties they get is off DVD sales. So let's figure out a way to fuck them. I mean, you know, the joke writes itself. Did anybody want to see the show the first time, much less see the DVD release when it comes out over the past few years? But I get, DVD sales are not what they once were, obviously, because now not only are the shows something that you want to keep on your shelf in a position of honor and go back and watch regularly, like the idea of DVDs or any kind of home video was to begin with, you can just fucking watch it on YouTube or on the cock or on whatever. It'll be altered, or you might not be able to find it, or you might not have all the entire show or the compilation of matches or whatever was on the DVD that you would want. But they don't care about that. They got bigger fish to fry there last. So I saw then someone put out that they may do some big show releases or whatever going forward, but it's looking like it's heading that way.
Yeah, if they get a deal with a major chain like Walmart or Target or Best Buy where they say we'll carry it exclusively, then they'll make something up. But otherwise, this is it, probably.
Yeah. And I mean, in all honesty, like I said, the biggest thing is nothing that they've done over the last few years is worth having on your shelf to go back and revisit over and over. And I was never a fan of big show DVDs as much as compilations like the multi-disc sets they would do on major stars, whether it was Undertaker or they did a heck of a set on Lawler or, the individual stars. I liked those. And that was cool to have, 6 hours of one guy's greatest or the greatest that they can compile that's in their library. That was nice, but we don't get nice things anymore.
The royalty issue now becomes even bigger. Not that anyone was getting rich off the royalties of DVDs and Blu-rays currently.
Hey, I'll have you know that every 3 months, I was still getting a check for like $86.14 that now will go away. What is a boy to do?
Now you get no royalties.
Now I'm getting nothing.
How does that work?
Nada, zip, zero, zilch, goose egg.
All right, well, we'll talk Stephen P. New later in the show. But I'll be just fine. However, that's the thing that they were going to, when the network launched, was that 2014? I think we were in New Orleans at WrestleMania, right? I wasn't at WrestleMania. I was in New Orleans WrestleMania weekend for the Mid-South Wrestling reunion, but that was 8 years ago almost. The network launched, and they had announced they were going to have a meeting with the talent on how that royalties would be handled going forward as pertained to the network. You remember that? I wasn't there, but I remember hearing about it.
You remember that it was a thing that was scheduled to take place.
Correct, yes.
And then it was canceled and was going to be rescheduled. And I guess April will be 8 years, and they ain't figured out a way to work that son of a bitch on the schedule yet. They don't give royalties for the network.
They get all the money. First, they got the money from the subscribers of the network. Then they got the money from the cock. But it's not the getting of the money. It's the distributing of the money. And that's what they have yet to do for anybody off of the network. So all that stuff that you see, nobody's getting paid on that. They get the video game. What is there now to get royalties on? Besides, they got video game royalties.
T-shirts.
Right? There's T-shirts and paraphernalia that is sold with your name on it, but there's going to be no video royalties, right? If they don't do DVDs, if they don't sell things, if it's all on the cock or if it's all streaming.
Right, no. If it's anything like an action figure or a T-shirt, anything that uses your image in that way, the company's nice enough to share some of that money with you. But if it's something that actually shows your visual performance...
If it's actually you performing...
you're entitled to nothing.
Just like, Bob Denver on Gilligan's Island. Thank you, Stephen P. New, for that outstanding book.
Yeah, thank you, Stephen P. New. Let me say this publicly. He just sent me a whole bunch of books. I was like, what are all these books? They're all from West Virginia. Now I get it.
And kettle corn. We got kettle corn here also.
What? He didn't send me kettle corn. What the fuck?
He likes me better. Anyway, Bob Denver got like residuals for two cycles of reruns on Gilligan's Island and then nothing ever again. All the people on that's the way they were doing the actors in Hollywood in the 50s and 60s, and that's all been fixed up. But since wrestling is neither fish nor fowl, sometimes it's foul and sometimes it's fishy. But it doesn't fit in any compartment, so the guys can't or won't or are not offered the ability to join the Screen Actors Guild, but they have no union of their own. And so all this stuff can just be shown in perpetuity. And what are you going to do about it, fella? Fella? That's the legal defense. What are you going to do about it, fella, from the WWE?
Yeah, no, they have not. I don't think have they fought it yet? I mean, they've had the case thrown out on, the person signed away their rights to fight this, or the time limit ran out, or the lawyer's a fucking nutbag, whatever their arguments have been about several of the recent things. Have they ever actually had to defend in court not paying any royalties to wrestlers who are appearing on a network that they're charging a subscription fee for, which they were before Peacock?
No, they have not, is the brief answer to that question.
All right. Well, that's a wonderful thing for the next company to know that they're buying when they buy WWE. They're buying.
Yeah. Hey, that's the thing. And you can buy this company and you don't have to pay piss to any of these wrestlers that have broken their backs and their heads and their whatever. And you can just show this shit until the end of time.